For the better part of the past 110 years, Stanley was doing just fine. The drinkware manufacturer had made a place for itself in the knapsacks of outdoorsmen and lunchboxes of blue-collar workers, with its bottles and thermoses that kept food and drinks hot, or cold, for hours on end. The Seattle-based brand was chugging along with a comfortable $70 million in annual sales from its famous hammertone green products, and looked poised for another century of modest, reliable success. But starting in 2020, something changed. A fledgling product came into its own and turned Stanley into a juggernaut. Over the past 4 years, the Stanley Quencher has become one of the most popular water bottles in the world. Sold in an ever-growing array of colors and finishes, the Quencher has supercharged Stanley's sales by appealing to a demographic that Stanley didn't spend too much time catering to in its first 100 years: women. A favorite of nurses, teachers and celebrities alike, the Quencher has been such a popular product that Stanley's annual sales are projected to top $750 million in 2023. According to data reviewed by CNBC Make It. Here's how Stanley leveraged the Quencher to turn a century-old company into one of the biggest names in hydration. The Quencher arrived in 2016 to little fanfare. The 40-ounce insulated cup, which retails for between $45 and $55, sported a handle for ease of transportation, as well as a tapered design that allowed it to slide into a car's cup holder. But in its first few years, the Quencher didn't make much of an impact. Year after year, the brand's best-selling product remained the iconic green bottle. Indeed, sales were so middling that by 2019 Stanley had stopped restocking and marketing the product. In 2020, Stanley brought on Terence Reilly as its new president. Reilly had spent the past 7 years at Crocs, where he led the strategy that turned the rubber clogs into one of the hottest shoes on the market. When Reilly came on board, he did a listening tour around the company to hear from employees about what was working and what wasn't. One employee mentioned a group of women in Utah who ran a commerce blog called The Buy Guide. Buy Guide co-founder Ashlee LeSueur had purchased her first Quencher at a Bed, Bath & Beyond store in 2017. She fell in love with the product and quickly began gifting it to friends and recommending it to followers. In 2019, she tried to make a case for Stanley to continue production of the Quencher, but the sales numbers weren't there. Instead, Stanley gave her another option: make a wholesale order to sell Quenchers directly to her Buy Guide audience. I felt like I was signing a mortgage, LeSueur tells CNBC Make It of her purchase order for 5,000 Quenchers. It was a big risk for it. It took every penny that we had in the business account, plus some personal funds to make that happen. Those Quenchers, however, sold out within days.